Imagine this. You're hiking near one of the world's most dangerous volcanoes when the ground beneath you collapses. In seconds, you're falling into a roaring pit of fire and molten rock. Most people think that's instant death. But what if I told you the truth is far more terrifying? The air was heavy with the scent of sulfur. A low rumble rolled through the earth like the growl of some ancient beast. Above, the sky glowed in shades of red and orange, as if sunset had decided to stay forever. Sam Carter had never been this close to danger before. At 34, he'd climbed mountains, crossed frozen lakes, and camped in bear country. But this was different. He stood on the rim of Mount Nyiragongo, one of the deadliest volcanoes in the world. The molten lake below churned like a living thing, splattering fountains of liquid rock that reached as high as a 10-story building. Each burst sent waves of heat crashing into his face, stinging his skin even from this distance. Sam wasn't here for thrill-seeking. He was here because of a bet. 2 weeks ago, during a bar night in Portland, his friend Lucas had laughed and said, "You think you're a real adventurer? I bet you wouldn't last 10 minutes near the lava lake at Nyiragongo." Sam had taken the bet, not for the money, but for the pride. And now, standing here with a rented guide named Emmanuel, he was realizing that this might have been the dumbest decision of his life. The guide's voice cut through the roar of the volcano. "Stay on the path. The crust is thin. You fall through, you die before you can even scream." Sam nodded, but his curiosity was stronger than his fear. He stepped closer to the edge, his boots crunching over loose volcanic rock. The heat wrapped around him like a suffocating blanket, his eyes watered. That's when it happened. A sharp crack split the air, like ice breaking on a frozen pond. Beneath his right foot, the blackened crust sagged. And then it gave way. Sam's world flipped upside down. He was falling, not into open lava, but into a jagged crevice that had opened like the jaws of a predator. The smell of burning leather hit him first. His boots were already beginning to melt. He screamed as he hit a ledge just meters above the churning magma. The rock beneath him was glowing, too hot to touch for more than a second. The heat was so intense that each breath felt like inhaling fire. His water bottle, clipped to his belt, began to hiss and deform. Above, Emmanuel shouted something, but the sound was swallowed by the volcano's roar. Sam wasn't dead. Not yet. But in this place, not yet could turn into too late in a heartbeat. On the morning of June 3rd, 2018, tourists in Guatemala were visiting Volcán de Fuego, the volcano of fire. It was a bright day, with clouds hanging lazily over the nearby villages. Vendors were selling fruit and trinkets at the base, children were playing football, and travelers were taking selfies against the jagged slopes. But beneath that calm surface, the volcano was alive. Magma, molten rock from deep inside the earth, was slowly rising through its chamber. In scientific terms, the pressure was building like a soda bottle being shaken violently. And when magma reaches the surface, it becomes lava, and temperatures can soar to 1,300 to 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to melt aluminium like butter. Now here's the terrifying truth. Falling into lava is not like falling into water. Water will splash and absorb you. Lava will kill you before you even touch it. Let's say, purely hypothetically, you're standing too close to the rim. Volcanic craters can have crumbly, unstable edges. A sudden vibration or small quake could cause the ground to collapse beneath you. You'd begin to fall, but here's the thing, you wouldn't hit lava instantly. Most active volcanoes have vents and unstable rock layers before the actual molten pool. The fall might be 30 to 100 feet, depending on the volcano. That's like jumping off a 10-story building into something deadlier than fire itself. The moment you're within a few feet of lava, the heat is already doing catastrophic damage. Your skin will blister instantly. Your eyes will dry out in milliseconds. The moisture in your lungs will boil, making it impossible to breathe. And then, before you even make contact, the superheated gases, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, and hydrochloric acid, will choke you unconscious. If, and this is a big if, your body actually hits the molten surface, there is no Hollywood-style sinking. Lava is 3 times denser than water and extremely viscous. You would hit it and essentially bounce while your body ignites. Here's the nightmare detail. The water content in your body, around 60%, would instantly turn to steam, causing violent internal explosions. Your flesh would char, and bone would begin to disintegrate. It's a mix of cremation and explosion at once, but far less peaceful than either. In under 1 second, you'd be unrecognizable. In under 10 seconds, most soft tissue would be gone. This isn't just theory. In 2007, a man in Hawaii fell into a lava flow at Kilauea Volcano. He died instantly. Rescuers couldn't retrieve his body because it was completely destroyed within moments. In another case, scientists in Ethiopia witnessed a goat fall into lava. It was gone before it even touched the surface. The heat alone burned it mid-air. This is why volcanologists, the scientists who study volcanoes, work with extreme caution, often wearing heat-resistant suits and keeping hundreds of meters away from open vents.